You've probably heard it a million times, right? That big number that gets thrown around in just about every conversation about money in India, 1 crore rupees. So what's the real story? Is it the ultimate financial finish line, or is it just the new starting point? Let's get into it. Oh, a crore? That's nothing these days. You hear that on social media, you see it in headlines, maybe your friends have even said it. It's become this common, almost casual thing to say. But is there any truth to it? Let's peel back the layers and actually look at the data. All right, it's time for a proper reality check. We're going to move past all the noise and chatter and look at the cold, hard numbers. How many Indian families have actually hit the supposedly small milestone? I think the answer is going to surprise you. Just look at that number for a second. 90%. It's pretty stark, isn't it? This one figure, well, it tells a really powerful story about what wealth in India actually looks like. It's the key to understanding everything we're about to talk about. So that 90% figure, it represents a staggering reality. Out of more than 30 crore households in this country, a full 90% have a total net worth, and that includes everything, their house, their savings, gold, all of it, of less than 1 crore rupees. Only the top 10% have crossed that line. So the bottom line is pretty clear. Despite what everyone seems to be saying, becoming a crorepati is still a massive achievement. For the vast majority of Indian families, it is a huge, aspirational goal. It's anything but small. Okay, so we've established it's a pretty big deal. But how does somebody actually get there? I mean, if you're starting from zero, what does that whole journey even look like? Let's map out the path to a crore. First things first, this is not an overnight success story. Not even close. Building this kind of wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. We're talking about a journey that often takes 15, maybe even 20 years of disciplined, consistent investing. And the real magic, the power of compounding, that doesn't even kick into high gear until you're about a decade in.
And to make this super clear, let's look at the actual numbers. Let's say you're getting a 12% annual return. If you invest just 10,000 rupees a month through an SIP, it's probably going to take you around 20 years to hit that crore mark. Now, if you can double that to 20,000, yeah, you can shave off a few years, but you're still looking at well over a decade. Consistency, you see, is absolutely everything.
So how do you stay on track, or maybe even speed things up a bit? Well, it all comes down to one incredibly simple but really powerful idea. Every single time your income goes up, your investment amount goes up with it. It sounds so obvious, but this is the secret sauce. This is what accelerates the whole journey. Let's turn this into a game plan. Here's what you do. First, you aim to consistently invest somewhere between 15 and 20% of your gross monthly income. And second, and this is the key, every time you get a raise, a bonus, any kind of income boost, your SIP amount increases right along with it. This is how you fight off what they call lifestyle creep. That tendency to just spend more as you earn more. Instead, you're putting that extra money to work for your future. But just when you think you've got it all figured out, there's another factor that comes into play. It's a tricky one, and it can actually change the very definition of your goal. Let's talk about the shifting goalpost of wealth. This is the question you really have to ask yourself, right? So you spend 2 decades patiently building this nest egg. But will the 1 crore you have in, say, 2044 buy the same amount of stuff that 1 crore buys today? The simple and kind of sobering answer is no, it won't. And the reason for that is inflation. It's that silent force that just eats away at the purchasing power of your money over time. Because of inflation, that financial milestone that feels so huge today, well, it's going to be a different number in the future. Today's 1 crore goal could very realistically become a 3 or even a 5 crore goal in 20 or 30 years. The target is always moving. So, if the number itself keeps changing, what in the world are we supposed to focus on? This brings us to what I think is the most important takeaway from this whole discussion. What is the real objective of your financial journey?
You see, when you get right down to it, the real goal isn't just about hitting some specific, arbitrary number like 1 crore. The true goal is to build a solid system. It's about developing a lifelong habit of disciplined saving and investing. It's about creating a wealth generation engine that just keeps working for you, year after year, adapting as those goalposts inevitably shift.
And I really want to leave you with this thought. Don't get caught up in the hype you see online. Real, sustainable wealth is rarely about some sudden windfall. It's built quietly, brick by brick, through the steady power of discipline, consistency, and time. This insightful overview was generated in Notebook LM, based on a prompt by Devender Dave.